This needs to be stopped. Multiple embargo dates. So this whole rat race, oh my god, this can be controversial. Now, this video is a bit serious. We all know smartphone brands pull gimmicks like removing headphone jack to reduce the thickness of the phone, but then flooding the market with wireless options and not even providing a dongle in the box as well. And then removing charger from the box, saying it's good for the environment, but then user again has to buy a separate charger from the market, which only increases the burden on the environment. So why remove the charger in the first place? But these are usual gimmicks that we all are aware of. We're going to talk about the serious gimmicks that most of you aren't aware of. This is Pratik. You're already watching TechWiser. Let's go. First up, straight up, 5G. Recently, companies are flooding the market with subpar 5G phones. For example, you're getting a 5G phone under 15,000, 20,000. Like consider Realme 8 5G, Oppo A53 5G and Samsung M42 5G. Now let's take them one by one. So if you see all these smartphones side by side with the competition, they almost lose on every feature except 5G. Same goes with Oppo A53 5G, Samsung M42 5G. They compromise on the good things to give you 5G. So why does it happen? Well, suppose you have 10 rupees to make a phone. So you spend 2 rupees on chip, 2 rupees on display, 2 rupees on camera, 2 rupees on battery and charging, and 2 rupees is your profit. But now in 5G phones, you spend 4 rupees on 5G modem, royalty and bands. So now you're left with only 4 rupees to spend on other things. So you get a bad display, LCD or 720p AMOLED, slow 15-watt charging and bad camera. You get my point. So now whenever the question arises, if you have to buy a good budget phone or a 5G phone, well, buy a good phone. It will still take 2 to 3 years for India to get good 5G coverage. And another marketing gimmick that gets unnoticed is introductory pricing. Every smartphone or product launched recently has an introductory offer. See here, for example, if you buy the OnePlus watch right now, you get it for 13,000 instead of 15,000. Again, you buy Vivo V21 right now, you get it for 28,000 instead of 30,000. Then Samsung M42, 20,000 instead of 22,000. Then iQOO 7, 29,000 instead of 32,000. And more companies like Mi 10 Pro, 18,000 with 1,000 instant discount on ICICI Bank. It's a long list, but you know the names. The offer price is minimum 10% less than actual price. So this puts you in a hurry, and mostly since consumers buy it cheaper than the actual price, they leave a good review on Amazon and Flipkart. Now after 2 months, when you search for reviews, you get good reviews because the review is on the discount price. But the customer who is buying the smartphone at the actual price is not aware of that. And sometimes companies even increase the price. After a couple of months, for example, recently Xiaomi hiked the price of Redmi Note 10 by 500 rupees without any announcement. So as we were about to publish this video, Motorola today increased the price of Motorola G40 Fusion by 500 rupees. With that, back to the video. So new customer who is buying Redmi Note 10 will see all the good reviews for old prices and end up paying more than the launch price. And the third most gimmicky thing I feel is the cameras. Everyone has talked enough on the 2 megapixel depth camera, but here's what I have to add. The new 108 megapixel gimmick. You have Redmi Note 10 Pro, 108 megapixel camera, Moto G60, Realme 8 Pro, all have 108 megapixel camera. And what about the rest of the cameras? 8 megapixel wide angle, 2 megapixel macro, 2 megapixel depth. Now here's the truth. More often than not, 108 megapixel is a marketing gimmick. Think about this. The best camera smartphone in the world, Apple iPhone 12 Pro Max has 12 megapixel, Pixel 5 has 12 megapixel, and even OnePlus 9 Pro has 48 megapixel. It's software that makes the photos so good, and no one is talking about camera software. We are all in the race for yay megapixels. So yeah, 108 megapixel is overkill. In fact, I would say 108 megapixel is not only unnecessary, it also spoils the other cameras as well. You see cost cutting in macro cameras, wide angle cameras, like why? Next up, you will agree on the fourth one. This needs to be stopped. The number of smartphone launches. Like, I understand why. See, India is a booming smartphone market. We have an overall population of 1.3 billion people and only 350 million right now have smartphone. Smartphone is the keyword. And you can imagine, companies can sell 1 billion more smartphones. Yes, billion with a B. And over time, everyone will upgrade as well. You can imagine the amount of sales in the coming years. So this whole rat race to sell more smartphones, make them create just any smartphone. Like Realme 8 came first and then Realme 8 5G. No doubt, Realme 8 is a better phone than Realme 8 5G. Then why is Realme 8 5G released? Another example, Redmi Note 10 Pro and Poco X3. Realme 8 Pro and Realme X7. Like these phones are literally from the same company, same price tag, minor changes, but create unnecessary confusion in the market. Like why? Why would you want to compete against your own smartphones at the same price? Every smartphone gets old in like 2 to 3 months. Any smartphone you buy right now, there will be a better smartphone in the market at the same price in just 2 to 3 months. So the bigger picture here is this psychological phenomena called bias remorse. It's happening due to over competition in the market. No matter what you buy, the market is so confusing, you will be unhappy with your purchase down the line. And the final smartphone gimmick that needs to be stopped is, oh my god, multiple embargo dates. In case you don't know what embargo is, well, the idea of an embargo is really simple. A company gives all the reviewers a review unit before it is made public. The idea here is every reviewer will get enough time to test the product and then they can all release their video together on the launch date. This way, the customer gets feedback from multiple reviewers and the brand gets good hype. Win-win for everyone. Now, embargoes are good and they are followed in most industries, not only smartphone. But the problem comes when there are different embargo dates for everything, from showing the box to first impression to camera samples to comparison and the actual review itself. Now you might say, how does that matter to me as a user? That's your problem. Why do companies do this multiple embargo? 2 reasons. 1, sustained hype. One review embargo will create a hype for 1 day, but 3 different embargo dates for unboxing, review and comparison will create a sustained hype for 3 days. Second, control on story. One embargo date means every YouTuber will talk different stuff about the phone. Some talk about camera samples, some talk about specific features of the phone, and some do full-blown reviews. This way, the audience benefits as they can see the phone from different perspective from different YouTuber. But if you restrict every YouTuber to only talk about first impression or cameras at a certain date, then you indirectly control the narrative of the video that goes out to the audience, which honestly sucks. And that's why we tell you to buy phones based on reviews and nothing else. No first impression, no extended comparison, and whatever comes along with it. So let's wrap this up. As a customer, we expect companies to, number 1, stop spending money on gimmicks like 108 megapixel sensor, put it up on software, price the phone a bit higher, and we as tech community will really appreciate money spent on good things like software, camera processing, etc. Second, instead of releasing average smartphones left and right, make a few good smartphones and support them in the long term. I know it's asking too much for the current scenario, but together as Indian tech community, we can make a difference. Subscribe to TechWiser if you believe we can make some difference, and maybe, just maybe, share this video with your friends. Also, check out the Right to Repair video of MKBHD and Geeky Ranjit. That's also a really good topic people should know about. With that said, Prateek, TechWiser, see you soon.